The women's basketball scene has been disturbed by one of the most important, the WNBA's Caitlin Clark's deals. Revolutionary $30 million deal with the Minnesota connections aren't only about. Despite the money, this transaction represents a crucial point in Clark's career, and even the entire league, changing the future of the WNBA from behind. The famous Cheryl is still in the deal. Reed, the general manager and head coach of the Minnesota Connections, whose impact and knowledge pledged to make this collaboration a revolutionary force in. Let's examine women's basketball. Makes this transaction groundbreaking in the way that it affects the WNBA's terrain and why Cheryl Reeve and Caitlin Clark are important players in this eventful change. Caitlin Clark, the new Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's face, has taken the world of basketball by storm just off her commanding performances at the where she smashed at the University of Iowa NCAA scoring benchmarks, and she guided her squad too. Clark joined the WNBA in the Final Four as among the most eagerly awaited rookies in the history of the league. Her distinct, a blend of range, court vision, and she stood out for her leadership in college, and these same characteristics that have created previously unheard of hype. Throughout her work life, Clark's $30 million agreement with the Minnesota Lynx is more than just a representation of her extraordinary talent, but also of her as the face of the future marketability. Clark's generation of women's basketball. Her attractiveness goes well beyond her on-court abilities. She infuses BRS with new vitality. The WNBA's ability to captivate fans. A fierce sense of competition and charisma. Character and modest yet self-assured attitude on her extensive social media. Here is proof of her extensive fame and her ability to appeal to younger. She is an important figure for generations to come. Future expansion of the NBA. By signing this, Clark is replacing her as the deal face of the WNBA going forward. In the future, her star power will surely attract more spectators to the league, game audience, and offer a more extensive WNBA's platform to showcase its amazing talent. The legend of coaching underlying the transaction. Whereas Caitlin Clark is, Cheryl is the main participant in this equation. Reeve has an equally significant part in this historic agreement. Reeve, who has led Minnesota, is connected to 4 WNBA titles, are often considered to be one among the best WNBA coaches ever. Her aptitude for overseeing and nurturing talent is unmatched, and her profound knowledge of the game has turned her into an important contributor to the WNBA's success. Contribution to obtaining Clark's $30 million. It is important to note that both heads, the Lynx general manager and coach, Reeve, recognized the opportunity to introduce Clark to Minnesota. Her encounters with top athletes like Sylvia and Maya Moore, having chickens, has allowed her to find and develop potential in a manner that not many people can. With Clark currently under her advice, Reeve will surely be beneficial. Mold the promising young star into a dominant force both inside and outside of the WNBA. The game. Reeve's tactical elements. Leadership is demonstrated in the off-court activities that are renowned for being a outspoken supporter of social justice, and Reeve is dedicated to promoting gender equality, enabling her athletes to make use of their platforms for good under her direction. In addition to developing as a player, Clark will, moreover, as a leader in the larger field of beyond sports. Caitlin Clark's $30 million deal is revolutionary for numerous reasons. Why WNBA contracts have historically been insignificant compared to those in leagues for men's professional sports such as the NBA, but Clark's agreement ushers in a new era for establishing a standard for women's sports, for the ideals of elite female athletes. This deal's compensation is around greater than simply money. It's about being recognized for far too long, female athletes have been underappreciated in the sports market. Despite their enormous influence and abilities, Clark's contract on the game represents a change in how female athletes are perceived. See, not just in basketball, but in every sport, it demonstrates that women's sports are valuable and fans' brands are. Media outlets are prepared to make investments in these athletes' $30 million deal. Additionally, illustrates the expanding financial, the WNBA's health in recent years. The league has witnessed a rise in revenue, increased media attention, and a increase in fan interaction over time. Clark and other players are closely related to her contract, and this growth act as a model for upcoming WNBA players to obtain equally profitable agreements. The Connection's new contract comes at this crucial juncture. The WNBA is about to sign a new contract, televised agreement that pledges to significantly raise the awareness of this offer for women's basketball. Could be the league's game changer, offering a bigger stage for gamers like Clark to shine and draw additional admirers to the game that the WNBA is currently having trouble with. Restricted media visibility in contrast to men's leagues such as the NFL, MLB, and NBA. Insufficient visibility has impeded the capacity of the league to draw in new supporters and expand its viewership, but with the anticipated new television agreement that the WNBA would obtain the mainstream media at last, it merits the more attention. Not just Caitlin will gain from visibility, Clark, but the league as a whole. More games that are televised on major networks will indicate additional chances for fans to view their preferred athletes in action. This might result in more people attending games, higher sales of items, and more rich league sponsorships. And its participants in Clark's media exposure is an opportunity to improve her further brand recognition as one of the biggest players in the league who are marketable. Clark's appearance on national television will surely attract new admirers and expand her sphere of influence in the sport. The recently signed TV contract, along with Clark's star power, has the potential to propel the WNBA into the effects of a fresh period of popularity on a societal revolution in women's sports. Caitlin, the significance of Clark's contract is not limited to in terms of the WNBA. It could influence the whole field of women's. For many years, female athletes have battled for recognition and equitable compensation, and even if there has been improvement there is still much work to be done. On Clark's deal is a significant advancement in the struggle for equality, since it establishes a new benchmark for how female athletes ought to be paid and appreciated. The agreement could additionally encourage young ladies who aspire to participating in professional athletics. Clark's success demonstrates that women can accomplish the similar degrees of financial success and fame, achievement comparable to that of their male peers, and that their contributions to athletics are equally valuable. By obtaining this, Clark's contract is assisting in paving the path for upcoming female generations athletes to fulfill their aspirations. Furthermore, the cultural ramifications of this bargain extends beyond Clark's courtroom chance to utilize her position to support social change as much as many WNBA players have already performed. The WNBA is renowned for its dedication to social justice, as well as Clark's role as one of the best players in the league will provide. She has a strong voice in these discussions on the legacy of Cheryl Reeves as a coach. Does much more than just succeed on the court, is among the most outspoken, promotes gender parity in athletics. Reeve has advocated using her position to improved care for female athletes. She has been the impetus behind numerous of the NBA's efforts to enhance player circumstances, such as the demand for better pay rates and charter flights. Impact reaches throughout the field of social justice as well. Under her, the Minnesota Connections have been a source of among the most socially engaged groups in the league, is speaking from their platform. Ignored problems such as racial inequality, gender equality, and LGBT+ rights. Due of Reeve's dedication to these causes, gained her admiration not just in the WNBA as well as in the larger sports. The world is suddenly focused on Caitlin Clark. Roster Reeve has another chance to influence women's sports in the future as Reeve, Clark's mentor and coach, will play a crucial part in aiding the youth superstars deal with the difficulties that come with being a well-known sportsperson. It is possible that they will not only rule the court but also to take the lead in promoting equality in sports. The future of the Caitlin Clark's Minnesota connections are now signed to. The future of a $30 million transaction is. Lynx in Minnesota appear more promising than ever. The connections have long existed among the NBA's most prosperous teams, yet in the past few years have seen them in the middle of a reconstruction stage. The inclusion of, when added to the team's roster, Clark connects the star power they require in order to get back to compete for the championship. Clark's the capacity to score from any location on the court, along with her vision for the court and her leadership abilities, make her the ideal player to form a group based on matched with the player's seasoned leadership, such as Kayla McBride and Nafisa Clare. Clark might take the lead in the connections to several titles in the upcoming years, but it goes beyond Clark's presence on the winning games. The linked roster will also provide further focus on the group both locally, and her marketability on a national level will be beneficial. The Lynx increase sales and draw in new fans, goods, and boost attendance at matches for a group that is already among most prosperous in WNBA history. With Clark's arrival, a new age of achievement on and away from the court. What the implications of this deal for other WNBA players? The $30 million contract for Caitlin Clark creates a new benchmark for WNBA athletes. WNBA players have been fighting for years for improved wages, better working conditions, and although there has been development, Clark's deal has a long way to go. Demonstrates that top female athletes merit to receive compensation on par with their male colleagues. This agreement may potentially open the door for other WNBA athletes to obtain further lucrative deals as the league expands and draws in additional sponsors and admirers. We might witness more players signing Clark's multi-million-dollar transactions. Achievement will act as a guide for young WNBA players, demonstrating to them that it is feasible to attain financial success whilst participating in professional sports. Basketball. This offer may also motivate more young athletes to pursue years of involvement in women's sports. Absence of financial incentives has discouraged a lot of young ladies from going after professions in professional sports, but with Clark's agreement demonstrates that women's sports can bring in a lot of money. Might witness more young sportsmen pursuing to participate in the WNBA's sponsorship role and endorsements for the future of the NBA. The way Caitlin Clark handles the Lynx is not only regarding her pay but also regarding the endorsement and sponsorship possibilities that accompany becoming one among the best players in the league. As the WNBA expands, so does the possibility of players to get a big endorsement deal. Clark already has agreements with major brands. Among the most marketable participants in the league with the most social media followers, having a devoted fan base and a following of 30. Getting $1 million will only make her marketability, since companies will choose to connect with one of the NBA's new stars in the league. A TV agreement will also be crucial to promoting endorsements and sponsorships. Chances for participants. With additional games televised on major, Clark and other network players will have a bigger stage to display their abilities that increase their appeal to prospective sponsors in the future. We might witness more WNBA players sign significant endorsement agreements with businesses like Gatorade, Clark's, and Nike Adidas. Securing these agreements will encourage other gamers to follow suit, contributing to the league's overall improvement. Caitlin Clark's future plans in the Caitlin Clark of the WNBA is starting the following phase of her career with the Minnesota connects. The WNBA's future has never seemed more radiant with the new TV contract, boosted media coverage, and more chances for sponsoring. The league is ready for a new phase of expansion. Clark and Cheryl Reeve's collaboration is of the most fascinating advancements in recent years. They have the potential for the relationships to lead to new heights and draw further focus to